If you're a beginner gardener and you don't know where to start, I'm going to be showing you my process to take you from this to this. Let's get into it. All right, so how do you plan your garden? First, you need to have an idea of what you want to plant. Don't try to do too much too fast, too early. It'll be very overwhelming. And then once you know what you want to plant, you need to figure out when to start the seeds and when to plant them. I like to go to almanac.com. I'll try to remember to link it down below. And if you go there and you go to their gardening tab, there is a planting dates by zip code. You just plug in your zip code, and it's really cool because it pulls up a list of crops and your planting dates based off of your estimated frost dates for that year. So if you're going to do my method and plant in the milk jugs, you're going to look at the column that says start seeds indoors. Go down the list and write down the dates for the different things that you want to grow. Those dates are when you're going to want to start your seeds in your milk jugs outside that I'm going to show you. Once I have my list of what I'm going to plant and I know the planting dates, I work on making sure that I have everything gathered up, which means I got to get my seeds. So here's some of the things I plan on planting. I always plant tomatoes. We love salsas and spaghetti sauce, so tomatoes and peppers are a big thing in our house. And those are tomatillos for salsas. Again, I found those purple tomatillo seeds and I'm really excited about it. Those are really important for the milk jugs, are these little labels. Once you tape up the milk jug, if you label the outside, probably going to wear off in the weather. So I like to put a little label inside. So when I open it up, I can know what I have inside. So these little guys are going to be really good this year. And then you have your milk jugs. You've rinsed them out so they don't smell like stinky old milk. I just collect them, throw them in a bag, and when I'm ready, I prep them. So here's what I'm doing. I'm just dabbing a couple of little drainage holes in the bottom. I do about 4, and you can use whatever you want. Right now I'm using scissors, but I've used a drill. I've used a screwdriver that I've heated up and just like melts the plastic. That's probably my favorite way, but also I couldn't be bothered to find a screwdriver. So I just poke the drainage holes, and then I cut around the edge of the milk jug. I like to leave a little bit on the back where the handle is for easy, and you'll see later. And then I just do this over and over and over and over and over again until I have all my jugs prepped. And now it's finally time to plant, the moment you've all been waiting for. So this is key. You want to start with a potting mix. Do not get seed starter, because your seeds are going to be staying in the milk jugs until they get transplanted directly into your garden. Usually if you start seeds indoors, you're starting them in like a small little pod thing with your seed starting mix, but that does not have enough nutrients to take you from planting now until it goes into the garden. I really like this black gold all-purpose, I think, potting mix. I will try to find it on Amazon and link it below. You can probably get it cheaper at your local nursery or garden center, but if you can't be bothered to go to the store because sometimes that's exhausting or you just don't want to, Amazon's got you, right? I am trying to learn how to include my kids more, and gardening is such a fun way. You kind of have to let go, let them get messy, and then you give it really good water. And then just poke some little holes. Look at your seed packet, and on the back it will tell you how deep to plant the seeds. If they say like a 1/4 inch, I usually will just put them on top of the soil and just give them a little tap in. I will try to do 4 to 6 seeds per milk jug because sometimes they don't germinate for whatever reason, and I like to make sure I have enough. If they're really little seeds, I just sprinkle them along the top and kind of give them a little pat into the dirt and call it good. But you don't want to put too many seeds per milk jug, just because it's going to get tricky later when it's time to transplant, because you're going to have to separate those roots. So the more plants, more roots, harder it is to separate them. Make sure that they have their little labels in there so you know what you planted. And this is the part that I like to spend the most time on, just to make sure that my jugs are sealed up really well. So you're just going to make sure they kind of line up. So you're going to wrap duct tape around, and you're going to make sure that there's a really, really good seal. You don't want any air to get in or out of the jug through the cutting, where you sliced it open. Those are the words. I use a lot of duct tape. I'm a little bit excessive, but I've had plants not germinate because I didn't do a good job of sealing them. So I will put a lot of duct tape and I will smash it down. Smash it really, really good to make sure there's no air leakage. Sometimes they seal up really great, and then other times it's just a big old mess and it takes lots and lots of tape. But that is very important. I feel like this is one of the more important steps. And then you just get to watch your cutie pies grow. So here's the trick is, you see all the little condensation on the inside of your milk jugs? That's what you want. That's how you know they're getting enough water. If it looks like there's not enough condensation or not any, you just take a spray bottle and squirt like 4 little squirts in there. Then you just get to look in the tops and you get to watch them grow, and it's so exciting. And that's it. They're really easy to take care of. If I know that it's going to get really cold, like down to freezing, I will throw a blanket over them to protect my little babies. And that's really all I do. If you enjoyed this video, if you want more gardening tips, please subscribe, comment below and tell me if you're going to be doing any of these tricks. If you are excited to start your new garden, and bye!